So ZF Music, aka the Emperor, aka the ZF Spectrum. Now, I made a comment years ago that got like 348 likes about compression, and I was saying that compression is the most commonly misapplied effect there is. It's the most misunderstood effect there is. And it's the most incorrectly used and or overdone effect there is. So there's a trick. And in it, I was explaining that you want to start with the threshold all the way up and go backwards to find the sweet spot. You never want to start from the bottom and go up like any other knob. Why? Because your ear can misjudge it. Nobody's a scientific, technical computer machine brain where like they have magic powers to like beat the jinx and shit. And like, you know, like, so you're not going to find it with your ears. Like, and the ego is going to want to make you think it's an exception. Yeah, but like, I can't. No, you can't. The very best of us can, and it's an objective fact. And like, none of us sit there arguing this. Like, come on, with these petty, immature games. The point is, so that was, I'm just referencing an earlier comment. So you want to start with the threshold up and then turn it down. And where you barely hear it just start to work. That's when you leave it alone. You don't go from the bottom and go up because it's slowly saturating it and you can't find it, like just listening to it. You know, and even if you had some spectral analyzer, some visual element, you can't, just don't do it that way, okay? Trust me on this. I've been doing this for 24 years. So that's the first trick. But that's because of, it's based on what I'm saying with my comment. Beginners always overdo compression. And it sounds like a friggin' vacuum cleaner, like sucking up the sound, where every hit of the drums, every hit of the guitar is like being washed up. So, long story short, trust me on it. The second point I'm trying to make is like, listen to what this idiot says.
How to use a compressor in 60 seconds. Let's go. Step 1 is to adjust your threshold and your ratio. The threshold is the point at which you want the compressor to start turning things down, and the ratio is how much you want it to turn them down by. So if you start with a medium ratio of around 3:1, start bringing down your threshold until you're seeing some gain reduction, and then use your threshold knob to dictate how much compression you want. The gain reduction meter will show you how much volume level is being reduced by the compressor. Step 2 is to adjust your attack and release. Attack dictates how punchy it sounds, with the slow attack sounding punchier. And a fast attack sounds
That's not, okay, first of all, that's not a slow attack, as he turns it down to the left. A slow attack is when you turn it to the right, because there's more milliseconds of time. 5, 10, 15, 30, whatever. It to the right is slower, not the left. That's number one. Number two,
attack dictates how punchy it sounds, with the slow attack sounding punchier.
A slow attack is not punchier. A fast attack is. You'll see my comment later.
And a fast attack sounding thicker.
No, it's not. That's a slow attack.
Transient control. More transient when you make it slow, less transient when you make it fast. And then your release time dictates
No, it's more transient when you make it fast. A transient is like the hit, the attack, the hit. It gets taller, the wetter and more saturated you've used it.
The compressor sounds. If you have a slow release, it's going to sound smoother. Fast release is going to sound more aggressive. And then finally, step 3 is to apply makeup gain. And this simply increases the output level to compensate for the loss in volume due to compression.
He's saying the makeup gain is to compensate for the loss of volume, which is correct. So here's the problem. No, and so this is what I said. No, dude, fast attack is more aggressive, not slow attack. Slow attack is what makes it thicker. Don't listen to this guy at all. And then some guy says, can you explain your statement more clearly to us, sir, with more information, please? I know the game that he's playing with his bad grammar and 5 question marks, or when they put a space between the exclamation point, I know somebody has an 80 IQ. Like, and is just trying to argue. It's always the same grammar mistakes. But anyway, regardless, like, I know what he's trying. I know your little tricks, dude. I know what he's doing already. Can you explain more clearly? He's trying to set up like a game. So I follow up. Fast attack means it attacks fast. How is that anything other than more aggressive? You explain to me how it's anything other than what I said. Like, I'm not going to play your little games. You fucking explain to me. A slow attack is less aggressive because it's slow. A slow attack is not aggressive. It's common sense. Just look at the words I'm using. Like, I will play around with the one I have and see if it's so, and I'll let you know. Yup, he's trying to set up a game. You don't need to play around and let me know. I already know. I do this all day. It's simple logic, and reading what I said is enough for your brain. Otherwise, you're just trying to argue for the sake of arguing and don't really want to understand. So he goes, LOL, okay, because he's mad that I know what he's doing before he's trying to do it. Oh, so I don't know what I'm talking about, and you got to go play with it and let me know, and you're not just trying to argue, and it's not obvious what you're about to try to do. LOL, okay. First of all, you're trying to undermine me and argue on purpose because you want to play with it and let me know, which is setting up an argument as if you know and I don't. Someone who doesn't know playing with it and reporting results back to me, somebody who knows, is setting it up for failure. It's a debate tactic that he's trying to do. I do this every day since 2003, dude. The video says attack dictates how punchy it sounds, with a slow attack making it punchier. How the fuck does that make sense? It's a fast attack, attacking fast. That's more aggressive. Am I like in Bizarro World here? Like, is there anything more simply I can make it? Is there anything like ridiculous about what I said? How the fuck is a slow attack punchier? A fast attack is punchier because it's activating quicker. Explain to me where I'm wrong, and you know better playing with it. Somebody who doesn't know. Like, yup, I'm sure that's going to be the determining factor, right? Somebody who has no idea what they're talking about is going to go play with it without knowing what they're doing and then think they're judging the results based on what they're seeing and hearing. Like, they don't know, so you're going to play with it. So let me go up to an advanced diesel mechanic, never having seen an engine in my life, and I'll go, yeah, you know, I think I'll play with it, and then I'll let you know about your fucking job, about your fucking expertise. Let me tell you, the diesel mechanic, let me play with the diesel engine, and I'll get back to you. That really makes sense, right? So again, explain to me where I'm wrong, and you know better playing with it. Slow attack makes there be a delay before it activates, which is slower. If you want the sound source to be punchy, it has to act near immediately. So listen, if me and you were in the boxing ring, and I'm slowly attacking you, is that more aggressive, or is it boom? So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just stop with the debate tactics. Stop trying to argue. It pisses me off because they act like experts in the field and like some kind of coach and mentor and teacher, and then this fancy shit with the fancy like page is pumping misinformation out there. It's incorrect, false, wrong, disastrously bad, inaccurate. You know, and people watch this. 2,400 people that like this video didn't catch that. 2,400 people that like this video have no idea that they just are about to fuck up all their music because of an idiot like this. 2,400 people that like this video don't know enough to see that this guy doesn't know enough. So you see, it's the blind leading the blind. It's cascading and just sliding down a slippery slope of bullshit that it just goes on down the line. So now everybody took him incorrectly explaining it and probably went and messed it up and was like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. What about that one video? And then, you know, don't have the balls to say anything because they're not with the experience I have. So they're not like feeling confident enough to say something, and then they just let it go. So even when the people figure out and discover and find out, oh, I was lied to by some phony dude, I'm just going to move on. Nobody does anything about it. So yeah, are you going to play the negative toxic loser talk game from negative toxic loser town and try to just to argue me and say like, oh, well, who are you? You're insignificant and like you don't have any followers. And that's the classic first step that everybody does, which has nothing to do with the argument, nothing to do with the information being discussed, and is not going to stick to me. It's not going to help you by playing these little debate tactics. Let's only discuss the facts and the information. So it's like, it's not about my material size. It's not about my physical accumulation of equipment. It's not about these little cop-out debate tactics. It's about the information's wrong, and I've been doing this for 24 years. That's what it's about. And I'm telling you, okay, what does like me picking up traction on an internet forum have to do with it? And because I don't, that must mean in the logical fallacy, that must mean in the idiot confusion, that must mean in the desperate reaching, it must mean that I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Because I don't have a big following. Right, because that totally has anything to do with the information. So you see, because we're in a capitalist commercialized society, everybody's conditioned to think in these two-dimensional terms. Oh, well, I'm not going to take you serious unless you're already a famous musician, which it's a whole phony system anyway. You have to be selected, where it's like 30 seconds ago, an artist was not signed. Now they just signed the paper. 30 seconds later, they're signed. So in the space of 30 seconds, did they go from insignificant to significant because they signed a piece of paper and nothing happened yet? Or is it like they've always been a musician and they finally got discovered and then they signed a deal? Like, you have to stop thinking like a 5-year-old about it. In these two-dimensional terms, it doesn't dictate anything. You know, I'm just saying, like, it sends me into a rage because there's a major psyop going on where I'm just trying to get to my page and they show me this shit. And you would think that I'm conformed to the negativity, thinking it's positive and saying, oh, well, you're just giving me free material. No, because now I'm just being like them and operating in a negative space with a negative mindset. No, I'm not happy that, oh, all you're doing is giving me free material. I don't want to make these videos at all. I don't even want to do this and open myself up to looking like I'm the negative one and I'm going after people and I'm exposing shit. I don't care. But when there's a major sophisticated psyop, a psychological operation going on, and I can't even get to my page without bullshit triggering me because they know that it's wrong and that I'm going to respond. And like, no, I'm not going to be happy because I have free material to make. It's not fixing anything, and it's only making me look like the negative one. But it's only about the information. It's not about the people. So yeah, I get rage baited by the platform every single day. It's always the first post, the second post on a feed that nobody ever asked for. On pages, you only had a feed on your profile where you voluntarily choose to follow. You have a feed. Now it's on the pages, which my music is a page, not a profile. It's a page, not a group. It's a page, and I'm trying to just operate the page, and I got this shit jump scaring you like at the top of the feed, and all I'm doing is like blocking the screen with my hand and just pressing the icon fast to get to my page and do what I'm trying to do. But this is the shit narcissists do. This is the shit wicked, evil people do. This is the shit bully scumbags do to get you off guard and destabilized and like now they break your concentration of what you were trying to go on there and do. You see, so like I have to literally block the screen with my hand to keep the focus on what I'm doing, on top of like the ADHD, on top of being overstimulated, on top of already trying to address something else. So I'm going to fulfill a task I'm trying to do, and oh look, this thing knocks me off guard and breaks my concentration. And it's an endless series of videos that it turns into, and I never get caught up because I'm like, I'm fueled and propelled by the need and desire to help people. So, but like, it's like a never-ending supply of inaccurate information and bullshit that I never cared about. I never go out of my way. I never search for this shit. I'm trying to do something on my page, and I get hit with a rock in the side of the head. Like, you see what I mean? Like, this is the shit they do. They jump scare me with the fucking thing at the top, and it just like sends me over the edge every time. Like, and there's no way to get rid of the fucking feed, and I have to block the screen with my hand so I can keep my concentration on what I'm trying to do. So they know all the psychological weaknesses of people, of humans. They know like how to do this shit and trigger you, and it's like an irresistible fucking thing where no, I have to correct this. And unfortunately, I guess it was George Orwell that said the only thing needed for evil to flourish is that good men do nothing. Like, and now the good men, they don't want to risk anything. They don't want to come out and risk what it took them 2 decades to build to have to try to correct something and look like an asshole. And then all the morons that are like marginally intelligent and like sub IQ, like, you know, just start throwing rocks and bats and sticks. It's like, they don't want to address it and risk what they have. But I'm at the point, like, I'm so sick of this shit that I don't care anymore. They already probably think I'm an asshole, and I'm really, really rough with people when I'm correcting it because I'm just sent into this rage, which is really caused by the platform. So, like, you know, you would think if you were a loser, like the people that make Facebook, if you were a negative loser talk guy, you would say, oh, well, they're just helping me because they're giving me free material to talk about. I'm not creatively bankrupt. I don't need to get triggered by my own thing to fucking have material. Like, I don't want to make this video. A lot of people don't operate in that space. They don't understand, like, they would relish it and savor it up to fucking be in these conflicts and open themselves up to these conflicts by addressing shit. And like, you see how that guy in the comment just wanted to argue, like, oh, well, I'll go play with it and let you know. Like, you fucking asshole. Why did you have to say it? You had to fucking say it, didn't you? You couldn't say, oh, okay, that makes sense. I appreciate your education and significant experience, and just respect it and recognize your value. Okay, that makes sense. I'll keep that in mind. This video is wrong. Thanks, I appreciate it. Have an excellent and wonderful day. Like, give me a break, right? It's comedy. It's comedy. Nope, you gotta fucking poke the bear. You gotta fucking henpeck him like a chicken neck jellyfish. Picking up seeds on the ground and shit. Like, come on, dude. Like I said, this is every single day that I try to do something and I get knocked off center by something else on the way to do it. So it's a never ending. I don't want there to be endless material. I just want to get to the end of it and put good information out there. But like somebody with a more sophisticated page with a lot more followers will put out something wrong. So it's against me. And you can't see this when you're the same negative person that runs the platform doing it. You would just think, oh, they're giving me free material. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, it's a system that's already stacked against you as a small creator, because not only is this video probably better quality and it's better edited and they make it look all pro, but also they have all these followers and all this fan base, and then the platform, thirdly, just keeps pumping it out more and helping them with the algorithms and shit. So, like, it's stacked against you before you've ever even entered the game. So now, as a winner, not a loser, as a positive person, not a negative person, as a creator, not a destroyer, somebody that helps people, I'm showing that, like, look at how unfair this is. And all it's going to do is, one last time, it's not about free material. It's a trick. It's a cop-out to make me look even more negative. But the people who actually have a functioning brainstem, the people on here that see and grasp what I'm saying, are able to look past my tone at the facts and information and see what I'm trying to really do. Like, that, okay, yeah, they're trying to make him look even more negative, but what he's saying is correct. And he's trying to correct this, like, uphill ice skating battle.